Welcome back and happy Halloween. uh, well, we're going to be doing something different today. Well, I'm going to be drawing a character for Halloween, of course. Today is the 31st of October. There we go. There are many things to draw, but I don't know. I'm thinking something bloody, something scary. Alright, let's start. And yes, that is my normal laugh. All my laughs end up like a cackle. But still. Alright, let's start with a new piece. We're going to be doing something different this time. A 7x5 is good for making anything. But let's see. Let's create a new piece. First, we have to figure out what our figure is going to be. Yeah, I really need to program something. So, all right. So, smile, cackling. Insane look. Bloody footprint. But still human. Well, we'll say human. In this world, who is human? We're all a little bit insane, but I just love my laugh. It is the one thing that I would never, if it was in my any other life, I would keep it as well. So we need to make it so that even in this absurd abstraction, yes, it's red. We'll kind of fix a lot of this later. So and like all things, I will draw them female. But this will probably be something that haunts your nightmares, so watch out for today's look, because whenever I'm in a certain mood, yeah, can't speak, can I? But I tend to get a little bit insane. Oh, I did want to show you guys one thing. Let's see. And the one thing that I've recently done today. Here we go. So this is actually the painting that I just finished. Actually, yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. So on Monday, I finished this painting. From start to finish, took me about 2 hours. It's a beautiful painting, but let's get back to it. Alright. And there will be a about 5 minutes video on that one later, but I will tend to do something like that every once in a while. Something so slightly abstract, but not completely. Still has some realism into the actual painting itself. I never go quite all the way with the abstraction. And so we're not making a ghoul, but we're not making a guy either. But we do need to make this person a little bit creepy and then we'll add the details to it later. Of course, I will need to extend the head just a bit so that we can get the eyebrows and whatnot. Come on. There we go. And we got the eyebrows. We'll change the lips and all that later, but this is just to get everything in a way that some things just don't turn out well. But I tend to do things in a way that they turn out in a way that I really want them to turn out, not how other people will see them as. Okay, so we got our first layer. Of course, whenever I draw or paint anything, it comes out different. And that painting that I just showed you guys, well, it is a painting that I had no basis for it. All that I had was the idea of female, like always. But, if you know me, I tend to go a little bit hard on that. So let's see, so we need to fix out here. Kind of fix the mouth just a bit. There we are. Of course, many people would wonder, why am I not with a company or anything like that? I choose not to be. I choose to be my own person, someone who's not controlled by mishaps of many different people. Because they tend to screw up things sometimes in a way that I'd rather screw up my own screw-ups, but at the same time, I'd rather figure out why I screwed up in the first place. Not all the secrecy of, oh, you screwed up, but what exactly happened? So, there's that. And depending on if I get any viewers, which likely or less likely, it's hard to tell. I'll see. Let's see. There we go. Do that if it comes out there. There. Get rid of that nose. really just depends. Let me just do this. Make it so that the nose isn't as prominent. I love Halloween. It is one of my, well, it is basically a favorite time of my year whenever it occurs. But do I wish Halloween every day? Of course not. Same thing as Christmas. I don't wish Christmas every day either. That just sounds like a nightmare. Any day repeating is just a nightmare. Let's see. This way, and around. There we go. Got the eye. To me, every ghoul has sort of their day. Let's turn that off. Looks less scary, more human. So that. Yeah, less ghoulish. A little bit softer in the look of it. But it's not supposed to be too hard on all this. And usually things just come out different. The way people look at things. Okay. Like that. So, take away the lips real quick. No. Nope. Every part is a different step. After you add shadows, shading, all that stuff. We'll just take this away for now. There we go. Alright, so now we have the hair of the body. let's see, we can make this black and white, or we can make this color. I'll most likely just make this black and white this time, and do everything in grayscale. Won't be as entertaining, but every once in a while I do like to do things in a grayscale look. It's been so long since I've actually used grayscale. That means in this there will, if there's any color, it will most likely just be certain aspects and not anything other than grayscale or red. Red is probably going to be the only color that will be in this. The color of blood. Beautiful, beautiful blood. Let's see. But at the same time, this will probably help with, if you're drawing something, this is probably the way to go. If you're just starting out with any type of drawing. To make something look good even in black and white. That is the key. If you cannot make it look good in black and white, then you messed up. So, and that includes cross-hatching and all that stuff. Actually, scars and all that. That sounds really nice. It's been a while since I've done so much cross-hatching too. So it also give this sort of interesting look to it too. Follow the cross-hatching. Giving it form, but not form. Alright, let's see. So, it's better to do things in a certain way, otherwise the form doesn't come out on certain types of objects, and they just look weird in the end, if you do it that way. Yeah. Hatching, cross-hatching, and making it look nice in the end. That is the key. And all I'm doing is just simple drawing. But actually, yeah, let's do that. So we're gonna just for something like this, it'll be very, very simple. But unlike most things, we're going to go in a different direction. We're going to go all black for the eye. It makes it look creepier and cooler. Also, having certain lines in certain places does make everything look a little bit more detailed too. So, come on. Thank you. It really just depends on how someone wants to draw black and white. But it takes time. And sometimes you have to erase what you've already made to make it look even better. And sometimes just the thickness of the line of your drawing will determine the look and feel of what you want in your, well, character. I think what I'm going to do for the hair is just turn it red. There's no reason to keep it just black and white. I do want red for at least the hair. And I don't want everything to just be line art. So, let's see. But we'll get back to the hair, the lips, everything. It is really sad that some things don't really exist in this world anymore. The fact of two-tone exists, but it exists in a way that you still can't really do two-tone on many things. Not right now, at least. We'll just add the mark that actually shows the breasts. Of course, everything's slightly censored. Could give her black hair, but that would defeat the purpose of this. It'd just make it a little bit easier to draw. Just defeating the purpose, even so. There we go. Just erasing all these extra lines. Just trying to make it so that these lines aren't so thick in certain areas. Okay. Now we get the deep, deep crimson red. And we increase the brush size. I'll probably fix it later, but yeah. I'll add that later. But yeah. We want to make her pop. People think they know my style, but I have multiple different styles. I don't have just one. Depending on what I'm drawing, to how I want to draw it. Lovely. Her hair just reminds me of blood. Alright. There we go. Generic look. And of course, I just wanted to make her a little bit more graphic with the look of how she is. Come on. There we go. So, had to make sure that when I was doing this, that she would turn out the way I wanted. And there are many different people that have different outlooks of what they want to draw, how they want to draw it, and good for them. I'll probably say that I won't finish this on stream. I know that. Because of other things, like I will need to refine how she looks and all that stuff. But I will at least show you the basis of what I have drawn. Anything that I do on stream won't be completely finished, mostly because I'm still trying to figure out my my situation for computer and all that. Of course, I'm using a Mac. I could use a Windows computer. Yes. But I have problems with both of them. I don't know which one is actually the best in my case, because they both fail they just both fail in a way that is just spectacular. There we go. The word was in there somewhere. Alright, let's put the lips on. And with this, we actually increase it larger than the lips themselves. Whoops. There we go. Okay. Increase it larger than the lips. Good. I need to be a little bit there, yeah? So we put this on soft, like normal, and flip. And then put it to red, very crimson like red. The same thing at the bottom. And I'll have to edit, well, I'll have to change that later, but I can at least set the eyeshadow. I feel like giving her a look that is still quite unique. There we go. Because I feel like yeah. And then the background. What am I going to do with the background? She gets awfully white whenever she's... There we go. And then the background. I'm thinking of midnight blue. Or somewhat blue. No, that's purple. Slightly colorblind. As you can see. It's going to take a bit of time for that to fill up. Also tell me many different things on how everything looks. fill her in just to sort of satisfy this layer. Yeah. Fill her in. Yeah, I'm gonna refill it, but this will at least make it so that it looks somewhat natural. For just one of those days. Just got cold in Texas though. And then we go to the bright white, put it back to where I had it. Good. Like this. Okay. There we go. One of those seasons. Alright. Good. Change the size of the brush. Good, good. Alright. Now fix a few things. First, put this back on hard. Just right over this. In some of these places, make sure it's white. There we go. Some parts that are still technically part of this, but with any of the cuts we do need to go over them. There we go. Well, we don't need to, it's just makes it look nice. This, just using the eraser to sort of get a little bit cleaner look on what we have. So it's not just everywhere. Oops. Go back to the brightest white. There are many ways to do everything on any sort of drawing. And eraser pen. But the way to actually stand out is a little bit harder for anyone, really. Just have to be very, very careful whenever you're drawing or doing anything, though. Because you can't go all the way out. It's a little too much there, yeah. Sometimes just a little bit of tweaking helps too. And then you can add those big moments of the big... You kind of have to focus some of what you're doing. Otherwise, it doesn't turn out very well. There we go. That looks better. Alright. And then the eye. Back to crimson. Better turn that off though. Crimson eye. The eye, you do something similar, darken it. Add white again. Can do from there. Put that back. Change this. Every eye is different. And the way you have it can really bring out the piece. Hair is always a little bit different though. Sometimes you use white, sometimes you use black. It always depends. Or you just use the same color. Sometimes it's just the same itself. But it's better not to have this on if you're going for a stylized look. don't make every ghoul scary, but at the same time, not every ghoul is something that'll haunt you to your dreams. Sometimes it's just a memory of your past. But there we go. And then once you have it dialed down for that, you can adjust it so that it actually turns into the color you want it for it. So it's not actually... It's always good to just do a lighter color, and then you can just do as many strands as you want. But you don't have to do it all same color, you just have to turn down the opacity whenever you want to sort of give it that same look, but still give that flowing depth. And then from there, you can add the shading, you can add the shadows, all that stuff. And you don't even have to add too much to it. You do have to turn down the softness, opacity, and by doing that, you do introduce many different things. So you have to be very careful not to add the shading in a way that ruins your piece. That includes where you have the shadows and all that. And when you overdo it way too much on anything, it shows. But there we go. She's practically done. Of course, the brush that would look good if everything was right. Yeah, there we are. It's practically done. Well, I do hope everyone's had a happy Halloween. This is part of the Halloween series anyway. Let's add it to the background. I will fix a few things, but I'll do that in post. Let's turn that back to normal, that back to normal, and this to that. There we go. And sometimes subtraction works, but No. Difference. No. Darken. No. Apply a linear burn. Color burn? No. Overlay. Ooh, I like that one. That looks good. Alright. And she was pretty much done. Do need to clean up some of the lines, but she looks pretty good. Well, I do hope everyone's had a good happy Halloween, and I do hope to see you guys next time on Tech Artist 41. Thanks for joining if you did, and if you are joining later, thank you anyway.